I'm Erin Lawler-Patterson, the Goodness Chick. I'm an addictions counselor, motivational speaker, author, and parent coach. Join me on the journey of navigating the joys and pitfalls of life, addressing parenting, giving back, mental health, addiction, and relationships. If it takes a village, then join me as one of those villagers. Villagers wanted. So I want to ask you, how balanced is your holiday season right about now? Are you in a good place? Do you kind of feel like everything's going in the zone, or are things tilted in one way or another? So pretty much like the day after Halloween, there's been Christmas music that's out. There's the super 42-foot Santa that's blown up at Target or Walmart or whatever, and it's kind of like been shoved down our throats, really kind of almost skipping over Thanksgiving. And so it's like there's this total crazy train push in our culture for what's next. It's all about me. It's materialism. And with all this wrapping, the gifts, the bows, the lights, it kind of gets overwhelming and daunting at times. I do believe that there's a way to balance the beauty of the holidays, but it's something we really have to fight for. We have to be intentional about, because if we think it's going to kind of come naturally, we're really mistaken. There's a huge force of pressure, both on us, kids, spouses, our closest family members, our loved ones, whoever, when it comes to like expectations around the holidays. And it's kind of crazy train. And with that, because of that, it kind of really is super easy to lose meaning when it comes to the season with all of this tremendous focus on materialism. And it can kind of like just honestly be exhausting, where whether it's a list of gifts that are kind of expected, or what you think somebody is expecting, or all the trims of and decorations around your own home or your workplace, what's going to be for lunch and dinner, and all these things that kind of have our heads spinning in a million directions, that just leave us tired and leave us kind of really missing out on what this time of year is really about. And it's like, how did we kind of get so misguided sometimes? I think as a culture, you turn on the TV, you listen to the radio, you go shopping anywhere, and it's just stuff. And it's kind of crazy, and it's kind of empty, and it's okay. I'm not totally bashing at all when it comes to exchanging gifts, having a tree, a menorah, whatever it is, and getting stoked about this time of year. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not allowing all of those things to overshadow the substance involved in the holiday, because a lot of times we miss out on it. And that's what this focus is I'm going to be throwing at you today. Is this is an opportunity. This is an awesome tool that can be used to enhance you and your loved ones. It offers an opportunity really like to strengthen character, family structure, and absolutely, boom, enhances self-worth. But everything's about how you rock it out. What approach are you going to take with this? Because I believe, kind of like with everything, having some kind of plan before going into this. How are we going to rock out the holidays? How are we going to not allow materialism and the presents and the stockings and this list and that list and this to overshadow us becoming better people, strengthening our ties as individuals and as family, and just learning, I do believe, in kind of loving and caring and giving in a reckless form that will absolutely change your life in ways you can't fathom. I know for this time of year for my family, we celebrate Christmas, the birth of Christ, the coming of the Messiah, and I do believe just as we celebrate this, and it's a beautiful time of year for my family, we make it intentional where it's veering away from the super stuff.com and gravitating towards strengthening relationships, giving, loving, going beyond ourselves. Because if we opt for this particular angle to just give and to love and to go beyond ourselves, I really assure you that it will rock your world. I know there's seasons in life we get to that it's like, man, I'm just feeling funky, or I'm out of whack, or I'm just not in a good place. And I really, really believe when we make outreach, when we make going beyond ourselves a lifestyle, a part of who we are, instead of just a season, instead of December, instead of November, but a 12-month kind of vibe, it has this richness and these lessons attached to it that will blow your mind, man, and are super awesome. So what are the benefits? You're like, dude, Aaron, okay, what are the benefits here that we're looking at? Well, the first one is kind of allowing us to veer away from entitlement. Whether we like to admit it or not, many of us, or whether it's our kids, whether it's, our peeps, our inner circle peeps, can sometimes feel like life or the people around them owe them. And nobody's owed anything in this world, just to kind of get that message out there. But when we believe that mentality, we're kind of owed, it detracts from our character. It detracts from how we get through life and how we treat other people. So one of the benefits of allowing community service outreach to become a part of the holiday season, this time of year, can absolutely become more empowering than entitling. So what it does, the second one I want to throw at you, is finding a substance in giving. It enhances self-esteem. It strengthens family communication, as well as relationships. One of the really cool things that this can do also is decreasing anxiety, lessening depression. It provides a sense of fulfillment, purpose, and hope. And if you kind of squish that into like a little compact ball, holy cow, man, how many benefits and pluses this contains is crazy. Like, think about that. And it's just making this a part of your tradition, of your Thanksgiving, your Christmas, and then ultimately where it becomes kind of a lifestyle. And I believe this type of giving and this type of looking beyond ourselves is contagious. I'm going to throw some ideas at you. So where do we go from here? Gifts are not a bad idea when it comes to Hanukkah or Christmas, but it's finding a balance. I'm just reminding you that. How do we find a balance? Well, let's come up with some ideas. First one I'll throw at you is adopting a family. Whether it's grabbing a name from maybe your local church or temple, that they provide a lot of places do this now, where you're kind of adopting a family, an individual. Grocery stores also, I know, whether it's on a Christmas tree or a board, go for it. Going shopping for someone else, explaining to your family members the needs and lacks of other kids and other adults that they have, that we give unto others. If you have older kids, a lot of soup kitchens, most but not all, you'd have to kind of inquire wherever you're at, are like 16 and up. When I tell you, whether you're going as a teenager, a college student, or you're a parent going with your kid, or whatever, you're going with your friends, one of the coolest experiences is just serving other people. And the first time you do this, it might be a little out of your comfort zone because you're going somewhere you're not familiar with, you're working with people you don't know, but it's serving, it's giving. And man, when I tell you what a high, what a lift with your endorphins that is, it's awesome. And super easy to do. It's a few hours out of your day whenever you feel like doing it. Of course, contacting them, scheduling it, but boom, it's awesome. Something for the whole family to kind of kick around, depending on where you live. But you can get your neighbors involved in collecting socks. Blankets, socks are a big one when it comes to the homeless that are in need of when it's chilly and cold out. Drop them off to a shelter. Or if you have kids, they can help you gather and unload the stuff. Whether it's a homeless shelter, whether it's a women's shelter, whether, whatever it is, giving. And it's easy to get, whether it's your family, your neighborhood, the people in your workplace, to make it a collective, just amazing effort that is changing somebody's life. What? That's awesome. As a family or with a group of friends or whoever it is, volunteering at an animal welfare center, collecting blankets that are used for the animals, collecting food, just going and walking a dog, petting kittens, hello, like, oh my goodness, the benefits of having contact with animals are like tremendous. Another one I'll throw out there to you is I know for the past 15 plus years I've been working with young people, and the holidays, man, are not awesome for everybody. The holidays can be really challenging for a lot of people, and whether that's because they've lost somebody, whether it's the next the first Hanukkah that they're celebrating without mom, whether it's the 15th Christmas without a brother. Loss is a feeling that does not go away after 2 or 3 seasons. It keeps going, and so maybe it's the reminder of a separation. Grief comes in a lot of different forms. A loss of a job and not having money to be able to provide what somebody feels like they should be able to provide for others. So how do we go outside of ourselves and kind of enhance somebody's Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, outside of ourselves? I'd say it's as simple as, bake a batch of cookies, man. Do 10 batches of cookies, and if there's somebody in your neighborhood, at your workplace, at school, whatever it is, and you could be absolutely subtle and discreet about it. You don't have to leave a name. Drop it on their doorstep. I'm thinking about you. Just wanted to let you know, here's some cookies, and with a smiley face, let them know that you're thinking about them. It's a really amazing, heart transforming experience for those who feel like they haven't been forgotten if they're going through hard times. It's an awesome, heart altering experience for that person who is able to give of themselves, whether it's baking cookies, whether it's raking leaves off their yard. This is my Christmas gift to you is raking the leaves off your yard, like going beyond you. And so what I'm throwing some ideas, really the opportunities are limitless when we get excited about giving, about going beyond ourselves. And I think sometimes we can kind of get locked in, I don't have the money to do that. Well, I'm not saying money is a bad thing at all. Money is always needed for a lot of different organizations to function. But when it comes to us taking our hearts, our time, our efforts, our creativity to kind of go beyond and making it on an individual and large scale level, it's really cool. And when I tell you, it's contagious. It's amazing. I've watched, young people I've worked with over the years where I literally watch their eyes open up. One of the programs I started a number of years ago is called Philly Full-Fledged Feed, and we take kids in to Philly. We bring in about 100, 125 bag lunches, and watching kids talk with people who don't have a home at the end of the day. It's really interesting where it's like all those maybe stereotypes, those thoughts, those uncertainties, and at the end of the day, everybody's the same. We just have different chapters in our novels. We just have different experiences. We just have different external appearances, and we all have heartache. We all have challenges, and when we kind of step up to the plate, we are able to hear and listen and just use our hearts to help people. And I know everybody has different comfort levels. Go with your comfort level. But at the same time, it's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes. And when we allow ourselves, especially this time of year, to not get all tangled up in the wrappings, the Christmas list, the expectations, and we allow things of substance to overshadow that, it's really cool. There really are a million opportunities to instill selflessness in ourselves and the ones around us. And we often hear how selfish we can be as human beings. But I really believe the reality is that when we make selflessness a part of our lifestyle, it really becomes life-altering. It's life-changing. It makes us better humans. We are less about us and more about looking at the world in a way of giving instead of taking. How cool is that? What can I give? What can I'm looking at someone's heart instead of their exterior. And how can I help? Bottom line, our scope becomes more positive instead of negative. When we focus on what we can give instead of what we can get, we become more positive human beings. How cool is that, dude? That's like 1,000,000 benefits. That's so cool. We become problem solvers instead of complainers. The negatives are outweighed by the positives. What? That's so cool. So it is a fight for creating a mindset that's contagious, but keep with it. You can do it. And I'll tell you, once it becomes kind of instilled, it softens hearts. It opens eyes and it rewires lifestyles. And I just think, what a beautiful thing that is. And I hope that this is something that kind of resonates in your heart. And I will challenge you to make this time of year about giving, about serving, about loving, and keeping at it, because eventually it will become a lifestyle, and eventually it will rock your world and the ones around you. Wishing you a great day, and wishing your family a blessed, gratitude-filled, and giving back holiday season. Peace, love, and goodness, my friends. If you enjoyed today's show, I encourage you to subscribe to Goodness Chicks podcast and pass it along to your friends. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and have a great day.